Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Willie, and this is the encouraging word for today. And today we're going to learn King David's number one lesson, the number one lesson that King David learned. He's been on the run. He's going through a difficult time in his life. 10 years of struggle and fighting and pressure upon him. He's no longer living at home. He's no longer comfortable. Yet in and through the difficulties, David is learning life lessons. He's been growing in maturity and growing in his understanding of God and his relationship with God. He's learned those lessons. And it's during those times I've found in my own life, during the difficult times that we wish had never happened. And we don't wish them on anybody. But it's during those times when we learn and grow the most in life and in faith. And David has learned the most important lesson of life. See if you can pick it up from what David says to Saul, the man who's trying to kill him, and David has just spared his life, and now he's talking to him. 1 Samuel 26, verse 23. David says, "The Lord rewards everyone for their righteousness and faithfulness. The Lord delivered you into my hands today, but I would not lay a hand on the Lord's anointed." Excuse me. Why didn't David take revenge? The man is trying to kill him. David has the opportunity to kill him. It would seem to be a normal thing to do. All David's men said, "Go for it, kill him." But David didn't, because he knew the lesson. God judges each one of us by our own actions, by what I do or I don't do. It's never an excuse that they did that to me, therefore that's why I did that to them. Before God, that is not an excuse. Everyone will be judged for their own righteousness, their own actions, not because of what the circumstances were, no matter how difficult they may be. You will be judged by God for your response. So David is focusing not on what Saul was doing wrong. He was in God's hands. He had put him in God's hands. David was focusing on what his response was going to be. And killing would have been an action he would have had to answer to God for. And the same principle we find at work throughout the Bible. Ephesians chapter 6, where Paul is telling slaves to work wholeheartedly for their masters as if they're working for the Lord. The same principle. God's eye is watching what your actions are. Forget about what other people are doing or your circumstances. So everything I do, how I treat people around me, how I treat my spouse, strangers, difficult people, it's my actions that I am responsible for. They are responsible for their actions before God. And so David treated Saul as unto the Lord, knowing that God's eyes were on him, how he treated others. And wouldn't that be a great lesson to learn? How would that change your relationships? If every time you treat somebody, knowing God's eye is on you, and he's going to judge you by how you act. Understanding that God is our judge, and our responsibility is how we respond in a godly way to people, changes everything. And David had learned that lesson. And you and I can also learn that lesson. So God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow on Facebook Live, 7:15 a.m. And we'll talk about the day David lost faith. The day David lost faith. Till then, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.